Vanessa filming for Carolyn's Musings on Etsy and YouTube, and One Way Journals on Facebook. So welcome to today's tutorial. This one is the next one in the Women of the Bible series, and you can tell by the title this one is Mary Magdalene. What a beautiful kit this one is. It's I know Carolyn has said this is probably her favorite so far, and I would have to agree. I love them all, but the colors have just really come out really beautifully in this kit. So yes, she's quite a big chunky one. When you see the finished version at the end of this video, you'll see that I did really stuff it up quite a lot with lots of goodies. And so it's the elastic closure like all the others. Please look at the Ruth and Naomi journal if you'd like to see how to close that and to make that closure in this journal. But there she is. This is the cover page. And I'll just do, it's got lace and things in this one, lots of pockets, a freebie. Look out for this, so please look at the end of the video. Yeah, lots and lots of gorgeous papers and things. So let me get into showing you what the papers look like, the journal papers, as well as the ephemera, and also another fantastic kit of backing papers that you might want to take a look at too. This is Editing Vanessa, and I just wanted to quickly pop in to say, while I was putting and editing this whole journal together, the footage, I noticed that when I go into the next section, which is to show you all the pages, I think my phone screen was a little bit fuzzy and dirty, so it might have been a bit of makeup that I had on it and didn't realize. So when you see the papers, you'll be able to see the gist of all of them, but they're just a little bit dull and not as bright as they actually are in real life. So sorry about that, it's too late for me to adjust, but just wanted to give you the heads up on that. So here are the digital journal pages, and as per usual I've printed on 120 GSM, which is the next weight up from your normal photocopy paper. So I believe it's £32, but you check out what you like. This front one, I did actually print the front of the signature on 160 GSM, so that's an extra weight just on top of that. It's beautiful, isn't it? And then I printed the scripture observation application on the back. And then there's a double notes page here, so lots to choose from, and then those soft leaves. And then this is really lovely with the hummingbird and the flower, so we're starting to get into some deeper colors. And there, so these are great for journaling spots, to write notes, scripture notes. You can put pockets on the top of them, etc. And then look, we've got some really fabulous deep colors that are coming in here. It's really lovely, fabulous, very ornate here. Love, love, love. And then this one, so that's really different as well, and of course we love butterflies. And then this one is just in deeper colors of those leaves. And then we have some that are a little bit softer, so here. And then this one is a memory verse log and notes on here, so you've got a couple. I mean, you can put all of them into the kit or you can choose some. And then here, these lovely birds with the flowers. And then this one, so that is different to that one, just putting it side to side to let you see. And then these fabulous birds on the top with some deeper colors. And this one, oh gosh, this would probably be my favorite page. So this is definitely going to be the center of my signature. Now, when we do this and I come to explain it, what you do is you fold it in half, and you could sew it into the center of your signature. So it will, so if you sew it into the center of your signature, you would do this now. And so sew down, do your 5-hole pamphlet stitch. And then once you've done that, you would glue down the sides here and down the center as well. And then you'll put your pockets in. Now, I can't use this one for the center because I really want to have this as my center page. So what I'll do is fold it in half and then put it over the side of a page, and then we will glue 1, 2, 3. So there's 2 options of how you can use these. absolutely fabulous. And then of course, as I said, there's this one as well, so you've got a choice of 2 ways to do it, and also 2 choices of patterns and things. Okay, so that's just fabulous. And then here, this is another soft one again, and then there we go. And then if you're using the weekly planner, there's that one. And then the teacups, I love the strong images in this one, and I think this one's going to be my cover. I really loved the deep bird, but I've probably used birds a couple of times in all the journals that I've been doing in the Women of the Bible series, so I think I might do something a little bit different and put this one on the front. And then we have some study questions, and then we have this beautiful church here, and it says, from the instant she received Jesus' miraculous healing, she never left his side, never looked back, and never did anything for him halfway. Okay, so that's great. And then this beautiful bird there, this bird is on another page that I really was so tempted to do on the front cover, but yep, so we've got this one that's slightly different. And then we have a double notes page as well, so I'll just go get the ephemera and show you that. Here are the ephemera pages. So they're printed on 160 GSM, so that's thicker than paper and thinner than cardstock, so it's sort of a good way in between for ephemera. Okay, how funky and fabulous is this? So we have done this in some of the previous kits with this seed envelope, where we'll cut out the center, put acetate behind, and then we've got this card to slot into there. Fantastic. And the backing for all of the ephemera is this one here. Okay, then we have some pockets. Look at this ornate teapot. I'm a teaholic, so I love that. And the hummingbird on here looks fantastic. The pages are beautiful. And then here we have some more pockets. And this is interesting because it says pocket for page 6 left side, pocket for page 8 right side. So I can't wait to see those go onto the pages. That's a park bench. I have seen that on the journal page before. Yes, I do recognize those. So that's great. And then we have a whole bunch of tags. And then these tags are shorter, longer. Sorry, these tags are longer. And then we've got the little tab here. So this will go into the journal where I'm making all of them combined together into one big journal. So I'm going to be using that there. And I love these as well. And then this is something new that Carolyn has designed. So I'm going to cut it out and then explain to you how it works, but you can sew it into the center of a signature, or you can wrap it around a page, and then you cut these out for slots. And so this is fantastic. You can put lots of those tags in here, so that's really good. Now on the back you can print the backing paper, so just the neutral one there. But what I've done is, because I'm going to show you some pages in a minute, which is from the Neroli, which is an orange blossom backing papers. Neroli is very close to my heart. It's my grandmother, and so I did know that it means orange blossom. So it's really sweet that she has named the backing papers in all oranges and greens, which is on a separate kit on Etsy. So I loved this, so I've just printed that one on the back, but honestly you can do the neutral on the back of that one. And then this is an alternative, the same idea. Can't wait to show you to put that one together, and so I printed that one on the back. They're the backing papers. And then this is a Z tag, so we have done this one before, and so there's a little diagram of how that goes together, so I'll cut that out and show you. And then we have got these ones where you fold them in half and it's a flip, and we cut out the center bit, and then we've got these cards to go in. And so they've been left empty, so we can put some fussy cuts and things on top of those as well. And this is an alternative to that one. Fantastic. And then we have 2 envelopes in different styles. And then lastly, we have these fantastic, not lastly, I've got another one. These are some fussy cuts. Love, love, love. Oh, love the colours. And fussy cuts, so I didn't print on the back of that one, and I didn't print on the back of this one. So this is a whole bunch of words that we can add into the journal. And then these can go on the top of a belly band. I'll have a look. And these are actually really great. If you can see those up in close there, I love the detail, that sort of metal ironwork look on those. Okay, let me cut everything. No, I'm going to just go get the other backing papers. There's quite a few in there, so I'll just print out a few and show you what's in the backing paper kit. Here are the Neroli Blossom backing papers. So just to remind you, that was the 2 slotted pocket ephemera bits, pages, they're half pages. So sort of like a hybrid between a journal page and a bit of an ephemera. So on the back of them, these were part of these papers. Now there's 26 papers in this Neroli Orange Blossom kit, and they're the ones that were on the back. So there's quite a few that are similar to this with different types of orangey flowers and things. Then there's a couple that are sort of geometric, but also like floral geometric shapes with a darker green in them. So I haven't printed all of them, but I have printed a selection. Then this is beautiful. I love this one. So there's this, and then this one as well, just gorgeous. So there's a few that are sort of similar to that. And this one as well. I just love this combination. And then there's a couple that are like this, that are like a green filigree pattern, and then one that's in this peachy color. And then there's a couple that are like this, that are sort of leafy patterns. It's that one, and then this one. And then there's a couple of papers that are like a soft shabby style. So there's lots of things to appeal to, you know, lots of different genres of journals. And then this one's pretty cool with the flowers and then sort of check background. And then butterflies, of course, I love them. So this was a fantastic page, and it reminded me that I wanted to print it. This was sort of a bit of a yellowy tinge vellum that I had. I don't actually have really any plain vellum, so I've only sort of got colors left, but I still think it looks okay. And this one, yeah, this one printed out, you know, pretty well. It's on my printer, so it is a little bit, it's not come out as clear, but it still looks pretty fantastic. I did notice when it came out it was a little bit wet. I had to be careful, so it's sort of not as crisp as this one on the paper, but you know, that's still a great effect. Okay, all right, so I'll cut everything out and get back to the next bit. Okay, so I've put my signature together, and this is going to be the front of the signature inside the journal. And I just wanted to mention with you, I spoke to Carolyn, and gosh, she's beautiful, and she explained to me that when she was creating this and designing this cover, she said that when Jesus said her name, so this is after his resurrection, she recognized it was Jesus and called him Master, and he told her not to touch him as he had not yet ascended. So that's what this picture here is representing, and so that's just so meaningful, and I love how she has designed that. So I just wanted to mention that to you. I have finished my journal cover, so it is the same as the other Women in the Bible series. So if you want to learn, if you're new to the channel and you haven't seen how to make this elastic cover, please look out for the Ruth and Naomi journal, which looks like this on the front, and then that in there. That one has a step-by-step on how to create that cover. So I have chosen a dark green card, and then on the inside, so this is my front cover, so I've just double layered that one, and then it's got that one on the back. On this one, I decided to use this print because I had an offcut from doing this page. So you could print neutral on the back, but I used this from the Neroli Blossom paper backing papers, and so because I did that, I had this offcut, so I thought, oh well, I'll use one whole page for this, and then that was my offcut. So that was my reasoning behind that. But you could use the neutral paper for your inside cover. Okay, so that's that, and let's have a look at some of these things in the ephemera that I just might need to explain to you. Okay, so as me filming this, a freebie is being released on the Facebook group. So when I was trying to come up with some ideas, I wanted to use this paper. This have I got one? Oh, I have, because I'm doing here. So I had printed out this backing paper from the Narrowly Blossom range, and I was thinking I'd really like to do a cross because Mary Magdalene was the last one to witness Jesus on the crucifixion as well as his resurrection. So I was thinking, oh, I'll make a cross out of this wood digital that Carolyn had given us on Facebook for the interactive cross. So I thought I'd do that, cut out a cross, and then put this one on the front. And as I mentioned it to her as an idea, she is phenomenal. She said, leave it with me, Vanessa, I'll design something for you. And that's what she's done. So a freebie is coming your way, and it's this cross. And so she's doing it in 2 sizes. And so they're going to be on one page, you're going to have this, and then you're going to have that one on the back. So here it says, Sir, if you have carried him away, tell me where you have put him, and I will get him. Jesus said to her, Mary. She turned toward him and cried out in Aramaic, Rabboni. Jesus said, do not hold on to me, for I have not yet ascended to the Father. Go instead to my brothers and tell them, I am ascending to my Father and your Father, to my God and your God. So that scripture there is what is represented on the cover. And so she has beautifully done this design on the front. And then what you do is you just print out the one page, cut them out. They are a perfect mirror of each other, and you just glue them back to back. As simple as that. And then I've just inked around the edges. So there's 2 sizes. This is the big one, and you could just use a paper clip and you could put it in there. You could do a vellum pocket and you could stick it into a pocket, or I wanted to show you a couple of options. The other one I was thinking of was, because I'd printed this, I printed this page on the back of it. So I thought, oh, I need to fill up some of the blank pages. I was thinking of putting just this one side of it here, and then gluing it here. I'll show you another bit of glue in a second, but yeah, around here, don't do this bit up here. And then the smaller size, so I cut up the sheet a couple of times, and so I haven't printed it out again. The other sheet has got 2 to a page, so they're in this side, and once again they're mirrored like that, so you just cut them out and glue them together. So I was thinking, oh, and on this sheet as well, there is a whole bunch of words. So these words here that say follower, witness, devoted, disciple, giver, unshakable, etc. So those words are on that sheet as well. So they're extra fantastic words for this kit. So what I was thinking of, that could be a cross as a pocket, and then you could put in one of these and hide it in there. And then the tag, you just pull it out. Now that's why you don't glue up the top here, because you need to pull that one out, and that will fit in. It should. If you run a thin bit of glue, that should fit in there nicely. And then when you measure that up there, just lift this up and draw a line and put your glue down here so that it won't drop any further than that. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. And I just wanted to show you that I did laminate them. So I thought, if you've got a laminator, I have quite a big one, but you can buy the small ones, I think, for about $20. So I have laminated them. And then this one I wanted to show you that I just did with some ribbon there. And this one you could do with a tassel. So that could be quite fun. So I'm going to try that out. So I just wanted to let you know that as the freebie, how fantastic is that? And then, have I gone through this with you? I'm not sure, but I did print off this paper to make into a bookmark and folded it over. And so still have to make a bookmark, but before I'm going to sew it into the signature without gluing this down, glue that down later. And then that's going to be here in my signature. Now, the slotted pockets. Let's show you this one. So we've got a couple of ideas. And I have briefly gone over it with you before. I don't want it to be in my center of my signature because I have that big, beautiful floral design. So that could have gone into a signature, and then you glue down across the middle and then across the top and across here, and then you have slots that go in there. Okay, so that could be in the center. It's not going to be in the center of mine. So you need to choose a page that is plain. When I say plain, it's not got an image that you want to cover up. You could put it on the side here, and once again do the same thing, glue here, here and here, and then you've got 4 tags here and 4 tags there, so you can do that. Or if you want to, I've done this one where I've only cut out 4 of them, and then when you fold it over, I haven't cut out these ones, and it's got the backing on it. What you can do is actually glue it to the page here, and that means you've got your 4 tags, but you've also created, if you glue down here, you've created another pocket here for another tag to come out on either side. Okay, so a bigger tag can go in through here. Okay, you could also glue it that way, and then you could have the tags coming out that way. So hopefully that makes sense. I want to go over that with you with a couple of different options you've got for those. Now let's have a look. If you're new to the channel and you haven't seen some of these other ephemera bits, so this one is you score here and here and here, and then ink around the edges. And then what I've done is I've just used my art glitter glue, cut out a piece of acetate, and then glued down the side so you've got a clear window. Now, if you don't have any acetate, you could use, you know, the document sleeves, the flimsy plastic, when you've got them in a file folder and you've, do you know what I mean? The document sleeves, the plastic ones, you could cut those up and use that for here as well. Okay, and then this card goes in here like this, so that will go in there. Now you could, when you glue that down, you glue the 2 sides down, this can go in a pocket, or it can be a paper clip onto a page. And I'm just thinking if I could do it as a flip, you could glue it down the side and then use that as that bit, if you glue down, as a page flip. You could do that. Let's see if there's enough room. You would have to run a very, very, very thin line of glue down there if you wanted that to be able to fit in, and then to use that bit as your lever as a page flip. Okay, so there's 2 options for that. And then Carolyn has given us these. There's 2 of them. Let me have a look. Sorry, we've got quite a few things going on. Right, so I did cut out one, and so I used my, I call it a Stanley knife. I know you guys call it a X-Acto. And so this one, now we have done this before where we used it purely as a specimen card. And so that means we had, you know, a mirrored image butterfly or a bird or something. And then when you glue that one down, and then this one is a page flip, and you can see through it, but you've got like a mirrored image of something on the front and the back. So it's purely decorative. This time Carolyn has given it, and you just use 1 piece of acetate and stick the butterfly on either side. Okay, now this one though has a purpose, and it holds a journal card. All right, so that's going to go in there. So when you do that, you actually need to have acetate on both sides. Okay, because when that goes in, you want that to be protected that side and that protected on that side. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Now, if you haven't done this before, I'll just show you how easy it is to make sure you use a metal ruler, because if you use a plastic one, you're going to cut your ruler. and you basically just go down. And I mean, you could do it with a pair of scissors, but this is a lot easier. Do it on the left hand side. I wasn't very straight on that one. And then turn it around so you can go on this side. Okay, and then once again I'm on the left to cut that out. Once again on the left, because if you go on the right you can't see where it starts and finishes. Okay, that should just pop out. That wasn't... Let me just see if I can grab that again. I was just a little bit off. Okay, that's a bit better. Okay, so then what you want to do is use your ink. Now I have inked all my pages in my ephemera. I use sepia. I think the closest it's a very old ink pad, but I think the closest is Vintage Photo. So this is great for this kit because of all the orange and green. I think this color works really well. So I didn't alternate with any green. I've just literally done everything in sepia. But yeah, if I was you and you have Tim Holtz, I think the Vintage Photo is great. But please comment down in the comment section what ink you use. What's your favorite one to use in journals? It'd be great for newcomers to hear what the popular ones, the popular ink to use. So yeah, so just inked around the edge, and then as I did with the other one, you just cut 2 pieces of acetate, and then you could definitely use double-sided tape. So depending how big you've cut your piece of acetate determines, you know, how thick the tape you've got as well. But art glitter glue is really sturdy, so it's not going anywhere. Okay, so just a thin line around the outside and whack it down. Okay, so there's one on the front, and then we'll do this one as well. Now I wanted to actually go back to that circle pocket for a second after I've stuck this down. Okay, right, and then when I decide where this is going to go, I'll decide whether I'm going to do it as a page flip, which side, because you've got 2 choices. You've either got this one to flip that way, or you've got that one to flip the other way. All right, I'll show you that when I've put all the ephemera in and explain that. Just make sure that looks like my crease is off, because okay, I might need to cut that down because I don't think that's going to fold. Just check that all your sides match up. I don't know how I missed that one. That was interfering, that piece. There we go, that's a bit better. Okay. Right, okay, now this one I wanted to mention. So if you haven't seen this channel before and how we've to cut a circle, I find it a lot easier just to get my cutting knife and to do it like in a pie chart like that on the white paper. And then I find it easier, but if you've got a steady hand, you can then just go around and cut section to section. This time I did do that, but I got my very tiny scissors, these little sharp ones, and then I just went around and cut section to section, and I actually think that one worked better. So just wanted to give you a couple of suggestions on how to cut circles the best way. Right, I think there's only one more thing I've got to show you, and that was the Z tag. So we have had Carolyn's done Z tags before, but can I find all the pieces? All right, so you have your large one, and this one will glue down to your page for a flip, and then the next size up will go behind this one. So you will glue here so that it sticks on the back of there. And then, can I find the little one? Yes. And so then this one will go on the back of there. Okay, so you'll glue here and it will stick to the back there. Now, if you don't like this bit here, you could put some washi tape, you can tear some paper and decorate and put that on the side. But let me see if I can show you this with the flip. So it's called a Z fold because it will come out like the letter Z, like that. Okay, so if you do that, you could have writing space here, and then writing space here, and then flip writing space there. If you don't want to, you could glue that whole piece down, and then you would just have to the whole piece down to the page, and then you just have there and there. So whatever you would like to do. Okay, I think that's everything. So I'm going to go and put this all together and then show you the flip through. I knew there was something else that I was going to mention. Now this is just pre-planning with your printing. So I printed this one and that one on the back, gorgeous designs, and I thought, oh yeah, they'll go great in the middle of this, towards the center of the signature with the dark colors around the outside. Probably next time I wouldn't do that, only because this is something you might want to consider. I have got these, I love these that she's done pockets, like Carolyn's done pockets like that. So that one's going to go there, and then when you turn over the page, this one is going to go there, and we match them up where we stick the glue down. Now, hang on, I just need, yeah, match that one up there. So I like to vary my pockets, so different types of pockets. So I probably in future would have not printed these two back to back, because I would have liked one of the pockets sort of towards the front here, and then this type of pocket towards the back. This is only one signature, so a lot of the time if I do 2 or 3 signatures, I like to vary the pockets so that I have a little bit in each signature. So that's just something to keep in mind. It's not the end of the world that they're back to back, that I have that one turn over and I have that one. It's just something you might want to consider when you're printing your papers and what orders you want to put them in. Okay? Okay, so let's take a look. She's all finished. And she's very chunky. I added a lot. This is probably the chunkiest one that I've made out of this series, because there were just so many things I wanted to include in it. And a beautiful friend over on YouTube had mentioned that she loves lace from the last journal that I did, so I tried to add a bit more lace into this one, but I still wanted to keep it similar to the other ones in the series. Okay, so the cover, what I've done is I've reprinted this page. So when I reprinted it so that these would, gosh, they did match up if it wasn't so chunky. This little strip here, so the leftover print on this, I cut this out, and so that's actually a 3D grape there, and then that little piece of fruit there, the orange slice, that's 3D, so that's just some mounting tape. Sometimes I have them in squares, that's some tape, and you just pop it on the back. If you don't have mounting tape, you can just layer up some pieces of card to stick in underneath, and added this beautiful word devoted in here. This is part of the freebies that is coming, that are going to be released with this kit, and so there are some beautiful words that are in that. And then I've added lace, so I've gone for black this time, so front and back, and it's got black elastic. Okay, let's get inside. So yes, I did use this as my inside cover, and then with this pocket I actually reprinted this page and then reduced it, and then so that I could make a little journal card to go in with the teapot with the tea cup. So that's that one there. And you can see, look, it keeps flopping up this way because it's so crocodile mouth. So luckily it's got this to help close it. Okay, so a beautiful cover of the signature, and then some lace here. And then I've just added a heart paper clip here to add this pocket. So let's just, and you saw this one, so that slides in and out. Okay, so let's go put that back up here. Which way? click on there. And so I've gone with rose gold embellishments on this one. And so this was just a little envelope that I made from some backing paper. That might have even been an offcut from one of the journal pages. And so just made it into a little envelope. You know what? No, I actually think it's this one, this envelope. I love this little flap, but I was messing around with things and anyway, what I've done is I think it's from that. And then I backed it with that paper on the inside of it, just so I could put the little words and things like that in there. Anyway, and then there's a fussy cut there. And here, so I printed it twice. That's right, I was mucking around with that and then decided I wanted it again and printed it. And so that's just closing that there. And when you open up, it's got writing space. And in here, this was one of the tags, and I just chopped off the little angular bit to make it a tag on the top. I just chopped that off so that could be a little card that goes in there. You could glue it down the sides, but I've just left that open. And this was the beautiful freebie that Carolyn's given us. So I've used the larger size and just glued it down here, and then I laminated the smaller one. So that was the front of it and the back. Laminated and stuck an eyelet, a little mini eyelet, and a tassel. So that will go back in there. There we go. Okay, and so here's the flip. So I've used it to flip on this page, and then what I've done is I do have a tab punch. Where have I put it? This is my tab punch, but you can just cut them out. You know, you could use circles, you could do all sorts of things just so that there's something to help pull that card out. So I've done a tab on there, and then you can see I've just put a fussy cut on one side of it, and then on this side of the acetate I've added a fussy cut. Now if I had pre-thought that, it doesn't matter, it's only me that knows, but that's got the white on the back, and the card's going to be in there anyway. But I could have printed, I was thinking, has it white? But it looks like it does actually have the pattern on the back, the backing paper. Okay, I'm not going to fiddle with that, I'll do that one later. So where the join is, I've just added some lace there, and then this is a floral embroidery piece that I've used on a spine on another journal, so I just added that there. I'll put that one back in later. And then, I forgot to say, this first part of the signature, I added some of this apricot lace. And then we have these pages, and on this one I've added some brown lace there. Okay, I'll keep going. And then this is the piece of paper that I printed in green, was one of the Neroli Blossom backing papers, with the butterfly on one side and the filigree green, that one, on the other side, and then just folded this in half. And after I'd sewn it in, I glued down these two edges. Before I did that, I did punch a hole. It's easier to punch your little notch before you glue it down, and then just made a bookmark. So that was an offcut, and then I've just doubled up the butterfly, the front and back, and I had like a little washi heart there with the black lace. So I've done that in there. Okay, so little wings stick out. And then because of this image here, I did, so the chair is featuring twice in this journal, so I just printed that again, cut it out, and then just glued it here just to make it a tuck spot. And then I just used some of the backing paper to print, and just to make a little journaling spot, put this on the front, and then that little tag there. Okay, so that just sits in there. This is my center page. So what I've done is I painstakingly printed it twice, cut it out, and I'm not sure if you can see, but it's 3D. So this definitely thickens up the journal. If you do this idea, just make sure that you give it cut a slither off either side of the center so that it will close properly. The mounting tape I had quite close, and it was sort of causing me a bit of an issue, so I took off the mounting tape there, so that bit's glued down, but the rest of it is all raised, and this is all raised, but his little beak there is just glued down, but the rest of it is raised. And so just put those dangles there. Look, they can interfere with closing as well, so if you're going to do that, it would probably be better to make them a bit longer and hang out the bottom of the journal. So corner pocket here, I actually printed this page again, and this part, don't worry, I cut out the flower here, turned it around and put it as on this pocket, and then the rest of this page I've actually used as a journal spot. So I folded that paper in half and used that. So we're using all the scraps as much as we can. I've used that print again on the back, and then I've just done a swing tag with an eyelet on there. And then this is the fabulous pockets that page pockets that Carolyn has designed. So there are shorter tags and then longer ones. So the longer ones go in the back, and these short ones had little holes for allocation there. So I did eyelet them and just put a bit of ribbon on each of those. How beautiful is that flower from the center page, and then that goes in there. And because I folded it in half, it actually created a pocket, but you also have another pocket behind that as well, but I had lots of tags. So what I've done is I have used the Neroli papers a fair bit, and so I've printed them, and then I've glued them just to give a bit more thickness onto some backing paper, so that they go in some journaling cards that are in there. But use any papers that you've got if you want to add some extra journaling space. Okay, and then that's a beautiful back of the butterflies. With this one, I didn't want to interfere with the chair too much, so I actually have just made a very small, out of the scrap bits that I had, just a little journal card that will go in there. Okay. And then this one, I printed this page again because of the pocket. I didn't want to interfere with this too much, so I did print it again so we can still see the image. Altered the butterflies slightly on an angle and different birds here. So when you open up, it's got that sort of image, and then you can write on the back of that. Okay, so that goes there. And then that one, yeah, just so more journaling underneath. And then here, this is, oops, I think I'm missing one. So here I've just put an eyelet, so if you want to swing, I've just punched holes, and there's a swing tag on that one and that one, and that's because of this double page here. It's beautiful, but I wanted to just add some sort of interest to it, so I thought that was quite a funky contrast to put that one there. And then this beautiful love pocket here that's got two tags, so I've used some green and brown ribbon and a fussy cut on that one. Okay, and then this is the Z tag, so I've just used a mini little heart clip, just to, it doesn't hold the whole thing down, but it keeps these layers down. So on the top I have added some lace and then the fussy cut, and then that's just glued on behind with some washi over the top. And then I've loaded this one up, so it's got a writing space here, a pocket here, and then I've added a tag, and I just put some lace and glued that down there, and the little snippet I had left I cut down the sides, so I just turned that over with a bit of lace. So the darling friend who comments on all the videos, you know who you are, love you lots, and this is for you with all the lace bits. So that goes that way, and then this one's glued at the back with a bit of washi here, and then I've stuck another pocket on with just a basic tag with some ribbon, and then there's some washi with this one. Now, I didn't want to glue the last tab over on this page, so I just folded it under and glued it on this page, and then just added that washi down there. Okay, so there's that. Let me just, so they don't flip open too much, I have that little sweet little heart paper clip there. So here we go, this is another one of those flips, and so I put the hummingbird on the front, and I've just put this down where this frame was on this page. So this sort of frame here, and so that's why I wanted to fill that space. So this is in here, and once again I've added the tab. I've just done it on the outside of this one, the fussy cut, and then the fussy cut is on the other side of that, not on this one. Okay, and then here I just put a pocket changer on its side and pop that there, and then just one of the pieces of offcuts I had, I've just glued that down to make a little journaling card. Okay, we're coming to the end. So this is a busy page. I've turned a pocket on its side and then just made another little journaling card. So gosh, all the papers are stunning in the Neroli Blossom paper kit. So if you'd like to, it's a couple of dollars. It's well worth it. They are just beautiful. The colors are stunning in this kit. So this was one of the reprints that I did. I can't remember one of the pages, but I just used my circle punch to capture that little bird. I must have used something else on the page, and that goes on the front there. This is like a little mini belly band, and this was that paper that I said where I cut out the flower up the top. Oh, the flower up the top I used on the front of that pocket. Then the bird that was there, his little tummy was missing, so that's why he's tucked in, peeking in under there on that page. And then the bottom of it was this sort of lovely greenish hue, and so I used that to make this little journaling stuff. So use all your scraps because once they go into a folder, I never use them again. I try to, and I have them and hoard them, and anyway, if you can use them. So it just added a bit of lace and then that little circle to give it a bit of interest. Just that little spot. Here I've added the envelope, and then the bow is glued down this section here, not this bit, but glued here, and then these side bits, which just helps that to keep that closed. And then made a basic journal card again to go in there. And then when I glued this down to the page, I only glued these three sides so that there was a tuck spot, and then put in that one with some ribbon. Now if you find your ribbon keeps coming undone, just stick a little bit of glue underneath it on either side. That'll keep it down. And then this one was one of the corner pockets, and I cut it down so that I could, because I didn't need any more pockets, so I've cut that one down. Do you know, so I can explain which sort of pocket was. One of these. So I've just cut that section off and kept this, made it into a tag shape, and then this was from the last, an offcut from the last journal I think I made, and so just stuck that on the back, and then you've got a little mini tag there. And then notes and scripture page, and so as the first page had lace, I put it on the back page as well. And then we have this beautiful one which is on the back as well, but you rarely see the back, so I have printed it again so I could grab the butterfly here. Now when I was putting down this and this piece, I had a strip left over, so what I did was I tried to see where the strip, so it's not dead on center, and so I just made it into a belly band to match up so that it would be seamless in the background. Just glued here and here, which created a belly band, and then put the butterfly on top there. And then this was one of the offcuts from one of the papers, so I just made that into a very simple writing board like I have done with the other ones. So there you go. She is beautiful and she's big, and she's going to be absolutely delightful to write in once I do the devotion. So I am a week behind. I'll get on to doing the devotion for that one for next week, which will just be such a blessing. So there you go, guys. Hope you've enjoyed that, and please comment down below which journals you've got in the series and what you've been able to do, what's your favorite elements and what you would like to see in the future, because I do read the comments and I try to get back to you as well, and that's why this one has a bit more lace in it, because of my beautiful friend that commented. Okay, God bless and happy Easter. It's fast approaching within a week, so God bless. Bye.